Hey you guys, I am back here today with a little video about what I've been doing recently. As you can tell from the title, I'm going to talk about my experience with being a driver for Lyft and Uber. I would say I have been driving for both for about 7 months. I started in May, so 7 months. I just did it as an in-between job type of thing. I just started to do it just to see what how the pay was and basically how it was to basically be an Uber or Lyft driver. So I drive about about 30 to 40 hours a week right now. The pay is pretty decent. I mean, let's see. Where I am from Jersey. And in Jersey, certain parts of Jersey, Uber is more popular, and certain parts, Lyft is. It just all depends on the area that you're in. So, but I realized that Uber is more busier, but sometimes with Lyft, you get paid more. So I'm going to show, where's my Uber app? Okay. So I'm gonna open up my Uber app and show you guys what it looks like. I open it up. Okay, no, don't do that. I hate when it does that. So this is how it looks when I open it up. So there's a home tab. This tab is what is that tab? Shoot, I went away. Earnings, ratings, and then account. So go to earnings and I will show, let's see, the most that I've made, because this is my thing. I'm not somebody that goes out driving like all the freaking time. Like I just can't do it. So the most that I do in a day would probably be 8 or 9 hours, like a regular work day, I guess you can say. I mean, the amount that I make, I'll always try to average around $800 a week. That's what I try to do. That's my goal. Of course, I would love to do $1,000 a week, but sometimes I just can't, and I have a life. So let's see. And I also do both. So let's say, because okay, for 1 week, okay, I would say last week. We'll just do last week. Last week I wasn't out a lot last week. Yeah, last week I only did Thursday, Friday, and there's a reason why last week I didn't do that much yet, because I had an issue with my car. So we're gonna do another week. That week I had an issue with my car. This week I did not have an issue with my car. That was Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Okay, so for example, this week was November 20th to the 27th. Now, for this week, I also drove for Lyft too. So this, I'll show you this one. This was November 20th. I did about, how many hours did I do? Okay, I did at the bottom, I did 27 hours. I did about 56 trips. And then also they took out money. Cost was fuel charges. Basically, with Uber, there is a fuel card, and you have up to like $200 on the fuel card, and you can use it to fuel up your card. But they take the money out of your earnings, but you get like a little bit of discount or something like that on the fuel. So that's what I use it for. So, but then we'll go to my Lyft app so you can see what I did. Let me see if I'll be able to do that. Okay. I'm just gonna do, no, because payout schedule wouldn't tell you. Dag. Okay. I'm gonna try to see if I can get to Okay, the week, I think, what was that week that I just showed you guys? The 20th to something? I think it was. I think it was the 20th or whatever. So, let me check to make sure I show. Yeah, yeah. The 20th to the 27th. So this was the same week that I showed you guys before, November 20th to the 27th, but this is what I drove for Lyft. So that's how much I made for Lyft. So then you combine the two. I almost made my goal that week. I think I made it. Almost made it. My 800 goal week. Um. So and there was one week. Hold on, I'll show you one week where I made. Where is it? Here we go. This week, October 9th to the 16th. I think this week I just did Uber this week. I don't think I really did Lyft. But that's how much I made in a week. Like, well, before taking out for gas. So before taking out for gas, that's how much I made. After taking out for gas, I made about 846 in that week. Um, there are some people who make more than that. There are some people who, you know, don't go out as much and they make less. I truly do feel like this is a good part-time gig for people who don't like driving out, because there are people, drivers that freaking work like all day, literally all day until midnight. They'll go out in the morning and stay out all day until midnight. I can't do that. Like, that's just too much for me. So I feel like it's a really good part-time job. I feel it's a part-time gig a week. Depending on how much you go out, you definitely could make around between $300 and $400 a week, depending on how often you go out. You definitely or if you just want to stick to a weekend gig or just do it Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, you can probably more than likely definitely make $300 to $400 in a week by just doing Uber and Lyft. What did I say? I mean, being a female Uber and Lyft driver, um, you definitely get those riders that come and like, oh, like this is my first time having a female driver. I get that a lot. I've personally, when I've used Lyft or Uber, I haven't had a female Lyft or Uber driver. I would love to have one day. Um, but people say, oh, would you be scared when you're driving late at night? My thing is, I stopped driving later on at night. Like, I remember I used to be out until like 3 o'clock in the morning. And I stopped that. And I definitely do not stay out late on weekends. Like Friday night, Saturday night. Sunday night is not that bad because I feel like Sunday night people are like going back home from visiting family or whatever the case may be. But Friday night and Saturday night, listen, I'll pick you up and I'll take you to the club, but I'm not picking you up. Mm-mm. I've never had anybody throw up in my car, thank the Lord, because I try to prevent that because I don't stay out too late on the weekends by picking up people from bars, or the club or whatever. Um, I've never really gotten any weirdos. I do got people that come in my car to talk a lot. Sometimes they don't want to talk, sometimes they're not, and sometimes they're talking and they have an accent, so I don't really understand what they're saying, but I'm just saying, yeah, oh, okay. Like, those are the three things that I say. And mm, I do sometimes get guys in my car to try to hit on me, but I completely deflect. Completely deflect. No. Um, Other than that, I haven't got anything crazy. Oh, I would say the longest ride that I've drove with Lyft and Uber. With Uber, the longest ride that I had was when I had to go to Philly. When I tell you I was mad, I was mad. So I had picked up somebody and I was taking them someplace in Elizabeth and I got another ride. And I was like, you know what? This ride will be my last ride. I'll accept it. Cool, no problem. I think the person canceled it and then requested the ride again. Since I was the only rider in the area, it came back to me. So okay, and I think the person tried to call me because I think they was probably trying to tell me where they were going and if it was okay. But I didn't pick up because I still had my other rider in the car and I was dropping that rider off. So I dropped off that rider. I was on my way to the location. I was picking a person up from Newark Airport. It was a lady. So I get in the car and I hit start trip. And mind you, one thing that I don't like is when you are doing Uber and Lyft, you don't know where the person's going before you get there. Now with Lyft, when you arrive to the person's house and you put that you have arrived, it will show you where you're going. So on the map, it will have an outline of, let's say, the direction or whatever to the endpoint. And then you can click on a little person's icon and it will tell you where the entry was. So let's say you get there, the person hasn't come outside yet, but you realize they're going somewhere crazy. I'm like, listen, I can't go that far, like before they even get in the car. Like I can't really go that far, whatever the case may be. I'm just gonna cancel you out. So I've done that one time. I had to cancel a ride one time, but I had to cancel a ride because they were going somewhere far. Like it was a long trip, and I didn't know it was a long trip because this was before Lyft had it where it would show you, okay, this is going to be a long trip and how many minutes it's going to be. Uber does the same thing, which I love because let's say I'm not going to do a long trip, I'm going to accept it. Or I know going into it's going to be a long trip, minute wise. Sometimes it's not a long trip, miles wise, because of traffic. I realize that because sometimes if it's during rush hour and I get a long trip ride, I'm like, this more than likely is not a 30-mile long trip, even though it says 45 minutes or more. It may only be a 20-mile trip, but because we're going somewhere where there's a lot of traffic, it's going to take 40 or 45 minutes. So anyway, get back to it. I picked her up, and when I hit start trip, it said Philadelphia. I was like, what? I could not. I was like, oh my gosh, I was so mad because I was just like, I could have, told her, oh, I'm sorry, like I can't go that far. I could have, I just took her. It was like 2 hour ride, I would say. Like, and mind you, I picked her up from the airport like around midnight, and I took her over to Philly. Now, I don't know why she just didn't. I, whatever. I would just think it would be cheaper to fly into Philly than to go fly into Newark and take whatever. So I take her all the way over there. Like I'm not gonna lie, if it wasn't that late, or if I knew somebody that was up, I would just stay in Philly that night. But I was just like, I gotta get home. But by the time, like when I got home, it was like the sun was coming up. It was ridiculous. So I was like, that was my longest ride for um Uber. Let me see if I have it. I'm gonna look for it. I'm gonna look for that ride. I'm gonna look for that ride so I can show you exactly. Oh, here we go. Yep. Okay, here we go. I had picked her up. Oh, boy, it took an hour and a half. It took an hour and a half. So it doesn't say when I picked her up. It doesn't say when I picked her up. But this was the trip. It was an hour and 26 minutes, and that's how much I got paid for that ride. 81.83 for that ride. Uber took their fee. I guess the fare that the rider paid was, oh no, this was just the fare. The fare was 93.78, but then also toll was 11.50, and that's why I got back reimbursed. Then Uber took their part, which was 23.45, and then that's what let me. But the distance, if you can see at the bottom, was 91 miles. Was the distance. So that was a long trip. With Lyft, I don't know. Also, thing that I realized, Connecticut ain't that far. I picked up this girl from Hoboken and took her to Connecticut, Greenwich, or something like that. Yeah, it was like less than an hour. I was just like, oh, it was like literally right there. It was a nice ride, a nice scenery. Connecticut's nice. Trying to think with Lyft. I can't remember. I don't really know if I have like a long ride with Lyft. I'll have to look into my Lyft app. Cause I'm thinking, I don't think I've had anything real crazy. Like I get some, that was Uber. Like I'll get some people who go into like certain parts of New Jersey that are like in the middle of nowhere. Um, but then I can't really think of it. But anyway, that's my little spiel on my Uber and Lyft experience. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, leave it down in the comment box. Comment here. Ask me any questions you want to ask me. So thank you guys for watching. Oh, and also, last but not least, if let's say if any of you guys are interested in doing Uber and actually want to do Uber, I will put in the description box or somewhere over here. The oops, oh, come on, the referral code for both Uber and Lyft. Where you can get money after you complete a certain amount of rides, and there's certain, they give you a lot of time. So, for example, oh, okay, here we go. For example, for Uber, if you invite people to sign up, you could get up to $150 for every friend who drives with Uber. So I will put up my invite code for Uber, and basically I think it's like you have to. I'll put it down in the description box how that works. Because okay, basically I think the only thing you have to do is sign up, and I think you have to drive, and I think you get the money. I'm not 100% sure. I'll look into that. Oh, and then with Lyft you get more. With Lyft, it is with Lyft you get for these are for New Jersey drivers. I don't know what will happen if you're not a New Jersey driver and you try to use this code. No, I'm not pretty sure, but it says New Jersey driver. So anyway, if you do that, I'll put my code and you can get up to $650. So basically, you get money, I get money, both happy. So anyway, I'll put the referral code down in the description box. And if you're interested, you can use one of my codes and get money. So thank you guys for watching my video, and I will be back with another video later.